Yeah, now I would say the way that Carpe Diem have a chance is if they're allowed to do that last ban. If they can choose one of the maps in these two best of ones, maybe they have a chance, but that's never the case. If the team of higher seed elects to go as Team B, they will always ban last and make that deciding map. It's a very difficult battle. Makes an already uphill battle all the more uphill, even more strenuous. Into the game we go, though. NRG T-side Carpe Diem C2. That means they probably won the pistol round if I had to guess. Carpe Diem. And they will not buy a kit. Double dually super soldiers for Arcade and Lake. 3 remaining pistols for the rest of the squad. A super P250 for autimatic, or is it super? Yes, it is. He does have Kevlar. He tries to take the duel early. Neither team really hits their mark. Eventually, the dualies will hit, but it's trades on trades that end in a 2v2. Micro and Seb versus oSee and Walco. Bomb plant secured, backside. It is a split retake from Carpe Diem. One up in heaven, one outside mini. Actually grouping up towards heaven. Walco is on site, holding down below. oSee back behind old vent. Swing is won. The question is, will Walco win the duel? Yes, he wins the first. Seb gets one in response, but oSee at range gets the dink and the body shot to get across the line. NRG pick up right where they left off with a pistol round victory on Nuke.
Another one where it's a narrow victory for NRG on the pistol, this time on the T side to kick off the map. Will they deal with an anti-force by round? Doesn't appear to be the case. 5.7 Deagle, no, P250. Zeus instead for Micro. Lake will grab the Desert Eagle. So light pistols, a Zeus, actually 3 Zeuses out. So Lake sells the Deeg, gets a Zeus instead. Arcade also holding on to a taser. We got a Zeus skin too. Arcade's got the skin. That's freaking sick. How many years did we clamor for Zeus skins? We finally got him in game. In they come though, one down. One Zeus on the ground, not yet picked up by anybody. Brehze finds his way top hut. That's another one for him to follow up, scaling on to this upper side. Arcade runs in, misses the Zeus, and is put down subsequently. Just Lake left standing now on the flank, and it's a lot harder to get a Zeus kill from this position.
It is, but hopefully someone goes hunting, goes probing. Could potentially get a one-shot headshot onto Brehze or autimatic if he's close enough, but...
It doesn't have to be a headshot, does it?
Not with the Zeus. oSee will get out of dodge towards mini, as will the majority of the squad.
They're all going CT from the looks of it. Or garage.
Garage or CT. I think the AK's going back CT to be doubly certain, but everybody should live. Yep, no questions there. The oSee actually went probing, wanted to kill that last player, looked towards CT spawn. Actually takes a bunch of damage from that bomb, but he'll survive. 2-0 clean start, all 5 surviving. And it was a very rifle-heavy second round buy with 3 Galils and an AK, which means they're going to have a lot of bite going into round number 3. I'd say this is dang near even in terms of riflery. We have extra utility for NRG to give them that edge, 3 Galils and an AK to go up against 4 A1Ss, and a MAC-10 to challenge the likes of the MP9. This is probably going to be anybody's round.
It could be anybody's round. It could also be carried by the Galils. Autimatic takes a lot of damage in the initial engagement outside, so he's already tagged down a bit. He'll continue his move forward and take more damage on the spray. Lake so close to striking for a free, but Autimatic's still a threat. Slinks into the top of Secret. Lake still keeping an eye on things outside. It looks like NRG are primed for pushes. Carpe Diem probably want to do the opposite of that with their buy.
Yes, they do. Out they come at long last. That smoke thrown, but cut off at the choke point. Walco and Brehze trade things to an even 3 versus 3.
Great flashes in. It's a freebie for Brehze. Seb's MP9 up top. Gets taken down by Walco. Brehze trades out Wiz. And so NRG take away the round. 3 in a row to kick off Nuke on the T side as well. And the buy up from Carpe Diem ends with just 3 paltry kills. No money to the CTs. And I'm already thinking timeout once the guns come out in the next round.
Be a smart call. At this point, things are getting dire. That CT side specifically should be strong, and yet it's proving to be quite weak. Eagle, some 5.7s, 3 to be exact. The dream, realistically speaking, for Carpe Diem is NRG looked indomitable thus far.
That's a nice timing for HexT to entry out onto the A site. They are sans automatic. They've got a lot of map control to work with down towards B. HexT making his presence known, throwing confusion, sowing confusion. They should be able to reap that once that bomb goes down, and Carpe Diem are wondering how the heck it got down. HexT with another one onto Wiz lurking about. 7 Micro might just be better off to save the armor as well. Arcade, throw a body at the problem, maybe steal away a rifle, but you want to save the Kevlar here. And here's HexT for the hunt, and the punish on 1. Looking for the next, sprays away. No trouble onto Micro. Arcade stuck in garage. And HexT might just catch him out as well. Depends on timing, but HexT looks to be running to the hills here. He knows how wide that cylinder of doom is. But Arcade picks up an AK. That would actually be a nice pickup for Carpe Diem. A very good addition to the collection, you might say.
Much needed one. Any sort of cash injection, direct or indirect, could definitely help them out. An AK as well, a one-shot headshot machine. Could be a difference maker, exactly what they need. Up for Wiz at long last in hand. Didn't see much of it in the first map. That was Ancient. We'll see if he can put it to good use here and now. Right the ship at this stage. NRG, though, content with their 5 rifles. Carpe Diem, can they finally put a round on the board? I'm very interested to see where Wiz goes, if he'll be able to have any lasting impact, if he can finally find a round for this team. Or if that AK for Arcade can sing as well.
Well, there's autimatic down again outside. He has been a free pickup for Lake, rather, most of the time, just working for outer yard control. Lake's winning that duel consistently and takes down Brehze to 18 HP. Great damage from him, the player we highlighted at the beginning of this map, as a necessary component to Carpe Diem's potential success. Brehze still working around. Lake's reading this very well outside, though. He seems very comfortable out here. Flashes in towards ramp, though. Wiz will not be blind. He'll deal with HexT. Drop down. Lake's come through onto Brehze, but Arcade did fall beforehand. Still a 4v2 to the favor of Carpe Diem. Sets them up for a likely first round. The guns back in hand. Walco and oSee still ambulating about. Waffling between going ramp or going up. Seb at double. Wiz in the open. Destroyed by oSee. Walco falls, however. Seb backs away from the stairs on double. Bomb down towards the ramp, and oSee's running around for the refrag. Problem being, time is going to become a factor very quickly. The rotations are all coming down. All 2 out of 3, rather, down towards single door. They open, they swing, and Seb has the finish. First round on the board for Carpe Diem. They get the op back. They grab 2 AKs. They keep 3 alive. Not bad.
Not bad. Pause call, technical issue appears. Let's see who the problem lies, but the investment from Carpe Diem is instantaneous, where it's much more hesitant from NRG. That makes me think it's going to be an NRG pause going forward.
Yeah, I think
automatic.
it has to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, oSee. There's 2 oSees.
Oh, yep, so we lost...
Got oSee automatic, Walco HexT. Missing Brehze. But Brehze is already back in because the pause is ended, so that means the HUD is just going to need an update. Probably going to do it at the start of the next round if I had to guess.
If you had to hazard one, I would agree.
Looks like oSee is going for an AK still, not going for the op. Well, actually, it says minus 7,500, so he must have dropped an AK instead. I'm not sure exactly what the call is.
Probably dropped an AK to Brehze.
Yep. It is a 5 versus 5, everybody. The HUD's just down. We'll have to re-update it between rounds.
Yep.
Full rifles for both teams. Op for Wiz. Towards Mini, looking for some sort of opening towards Squeaky Door.
Ramp control being taken by NRG with the Molotov. Holds up. Seb times that well. The nade shouldn't do too much. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. autimatic's made his way through outer yard for the first time here. Wait, do we have... Did we have... I saw 2 of them.
Looking for a secret?
I saw 2 automatics. I think I'm going crazy, or this is getting out of hand. Either way, it's a beat crunch.
So it is a very slow one, though. 45 seconds left. The ramp take finally coming through. Seb's going to be tested in a big way. Sticking around, though. Letting them pass. Spotted. Still gets one. oSee, good trade, but 4 versus 4. Pretty much the best he could have asked for. Micro now on site is going to try to slip the gap as well. Looking for Brehze towards double doors. It's been opened. His position is known. He just has to clear it all. Micro distracted by the players. Ramp taken down at the perfect time. Whiz down the vents. Does get a trade towards Decon, though. And that makes this plant difficult. It's going to go down default. The op, though, trying to stop it if it can. oSee still biding his time. Oh, it's for the flank from Brehze. Couldn't see him on the map. He'll find one. Good trade from Lake. 2 versus 2. Plant will be secured in the nick of time, and the double doors will be closed in Lake's face, making this all the more difficult. Arcade towards Decon. Good for 1. Knows Hex likely jumped up as well. Probably got the spot there as well. It's all on Hex. He spots the first coming out of control. He knows the other one's below him. Takes the duel, wins the first. The second one, it's so awkward. It's such a niche angle, but he can't get the shots. Not enough bullets in the mag. Arcade wins the duel. Will get the defuse. Looks like Carpe Diem put their foot down. We're going to come back to cams very briefly, ladies and gentlemen, get that HUD updated. The op as well, notably recovered for the CT side, so Wiz will have that in effect once more. And again, this is just brief, momentarily, so we can get that HUD updated and back up and running.
Yeah, it does not like when people DC. And so it's back working now. The problem for Carpe Diem, they lost 4. The problem for NRG... They're still going to be Uncle Lils and Mac 10s. The bomb plant not going to facilitate a full investment with utility and everything else they want. So they're going to have to take some hits. Going to have to go for some weaker weapons. Both teams with an SMG. The MP9 for Seb. HexT takes a little bit of damage, just 11 points. It's not too bad at all. The op is back for Wiz because it was picked up at the end in decontamination. And so Carpe Diem will look to hold. Wiz up towards A, spots out the cross, but he got caught in timing. Swings out wide, but it's Micro with the pair on sight. Big hold from the in-game leader of Carpe Diem. Man advantage to the CT side. Walko, autimatic, and oSee trying to find a way back in. Micro tag down low, but oSee eats a nade on his retreat. Counter utility being tossed. Ramp not yet surrendered. Seb still here, playing tight angles with the MP9. Good setup to strike here. Lake picks up autimatic. Good help from the M4. oSee does eliminate Seb, and he'll go for the MP9, rightfully so. Down to B they go. Will they beat Micro? No, they won't. The op in his hands yields his third. And Walko, the in-game leader, can frag very efficiently on occasion. Does that decently often, actually, and for an in-game leader, he does quite well with it. There's the first. Pushes forward, making noise. Arcade in the vents, waiting. It's all down to timing. Walko looks the wrong way, looks the right way, but he cannot survive. Arcade grabs the op. The AK probably... Oh, it will be grabbed. There we go. And that's 3 in a row for Carpe Diem. I think for NRG, it's timeout time when the guns come through.
Might be. No plant either, makes things all the more difficult. Their economy's in a bad spot. Should be like a half buy with some pistols. Perhaps a quick play out A could be on the docket. I wouldn't be against that. Although Carpe Diem's utility there has been rather smothering, so we'll see what they go for. Actually all standing in spawn for a minute trying to get on the same page. autimatic going for a Galil with no armor. It's a half buy, but it's a very peculiar one. autimatic out in the yard, burning to 46. A lot of questions in this round for me. All I know is that NRG is going for the half buy, but the way in which they go for it is very confusing.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre. And they're going to get picked apart on the initial engagement, but Micro's only good for one as Walco and autimatic bring it back to a 4v3. Lake's making a lot of noise out towards Mini. They know where he's coming from. Wiz gets domed by HexT, the P250. Deadly on the taps. The nade does more damage, but it's not enough to level out the manpower. Walco lower, Lake through the smoke, Seb with 2. It's up to oSee now, low on health. 18 HP, a nade, an M4, a deagle, no armor, and no HP left. Lake comes through and drowns out the hope of NRG in the round. Of course, all they really were looking for was the bomb plant, and that was successful. But NRG's T side really riding off of the momentum of the pistol round and nothing else, because they've lacked any significant bite once the guns have come through for the CT side.
They have. That pause you mentioned, so instrumental, so important. It's called. They did at least get the bomb plant that gives them a little bit of extra cash to work with. No op still, though. It's going to be full AKs, full utility. Expect the call. Question is, what will be the play? Wiz still has his op. Lake has been leading the charge for this defense as well, doing incredibly well for himself. Pause concluded. Let's see what the play is. Do we go for something fast? Do we go for something slow? Do we go for more of the same? Maybe aggressive outside smokes to get control of garage and do a wrap in towards A. So a lot of possibilities. Again, the question is how comfortable are these teams on this map? They've both played it seldom. Only 2 maps played in the last 3 months for both teams. So we'll see exactly what NRG have in mind.
What they have in mind so far is autimatic and Brehze out our yard again, not something we have not seen before. Seb, in the meantime, pushing through trophy, has Wiz with him, and autimatic falls again to Lake outside. Brehze is able to capitalize. The bomb drops, goes to the lobby crunch, a very slow, methodical one, but a lobby crunch nonetheless. The hut pushes the one that drops the bomb. Micro does fall with the bomb controlled for Carpe Diem. That's the important part in this 3v3. Plenty of time to work with for NRG, but a bit of a difficult angle to try and recover the objective from. Wiz has the op towards trophy. Has to be careful of a flank now, though he does not know there is one on his backside, but he's got the idea. The spidey senses are tingling. And Walco's going to try and catch a timing here as NRG aiming to reclaim the bomb. HexT jiggling, keeping the op occupied. That's a great read by Wiz, though. Thinking, why is he just jiggling me? But the timing goes back. Walco takes out his former opper. Brehze and HexT mop up the rest. And that's a lead again for NRG. And what a little bait and switch. HexT and Walco, good communication and coordination from those two longtime teammates. And how many years have those two been on the same team, Nate?
Long time. Chemistry fully built up at this point. Cohesion at a max. NRG steal away the lead yet again, and Carpe Diem, while they had been winning rounds in a row, they were not clean. That means they're on a 4-spy, a very desperate one at that. 5.7s, a deagle, an MP9. Nothing for Arcade. NRG might have found a way to build to that 5th and maybe even a 6th off the back of it. Carpe Diem, what's the setup? They have 2 down secret. Actually, looks like 3 perhaps down towards secret. 1 holding close door. Towards hut, excuse me, micro. A couple towards ramp now as they've moved around. Volko. Point man. First is a deagle on the ramp, on the stairs. He has to be careful. He'll win that duel with the second player up close. Expected, cleared. Walco a double. The IGL on entry. There are 2 down towards B. We're both towards ramp. In control, they will go. In control, 1 will fight. 5.7 finds 1. Seb doubling down for a total of 2. A third on the swing. Walco taken out as well. It's a 1 versus 1. autimatic. Come down the vents. She was the bomb is dropped. Seb, low HP. He has to hit the headshot on the autimatic, the veteran of this team. One of the many. Seb, this is the right angle to hold. Question is, will his flick be fast enough? autimatic is in control. He's jumping out. He'll clear this close angle. Yes is the answer. autimatic will not miss. A round nearly stolen away, but which is recovered by NRG. A 6th secured, at least a tied ball game going into the second half. They're looking to get a 7th and maybe even an 8th because that was a forced buy for a majority of the Carpe Diem team.
It was a forced buy indeed. Carpe Diem definitely making things a lot closer on Nuke than they were on Ancient round over round as well. The only problem is they've already surrendered 6 on the CT side. And that's exactly what you don't want to do. You want 8 probably on the CT side of Nuke. And, well, for NRG, though, they do have a slightly more favored record on the T side. 54.2250. Hold on, put a pin in that. There's frags all over the place outside. And only 2 left standing for the NRG team. They're able to survive with 2, but it's just a body push outer yard that yields a lot of damage economically. Unfortunately for Carpe Diem, not around. They're still going to be light on utility for the most part. At least Wiz has his Wiz cannon. There's only 1 kid, however, and only one player with a helmet. No Galils for NRG. oSee back on the big green, too. But here we are in the last round of the half. NRG a chance to go up 8-4 on the T side. Does not bode well for Carpe Diem.
No, it does not. They get a lot of undue pressure on a pistol round already at this stage. oSee finally bringing out the op for this T side as well. We haven't really seen it at all in this first half. Carpe Diem trying to take risks. They have to at this point. Arcade pushing through the smoke towards Squeaky Door, getting control of Lobby. He thinks he has control. Hex is actually sitting back towards Trophy. Arcade has slipped the gap, and this could definitely unseat at least a couple NRG players. Wiz as well drops autimatic, securing an advantage. Carpe Diem have read this thoroughly. Now they just have to execute. Arcade reading it all. All 3 spotted in the outside yard. The whiff spray, though, is only good for 1. That's unfortunate. Opportunity for NRG as Walco finds another. 3 versus 3. Micro, Wiz, Seb. One's down towards Secret. One's up in heaven now. And HexT, it's his turn to slip the gap. Pushing in towards ramp past that minute mark. 50 seconds thereabouts left. He's going to go for a flank in towards heaven, perhaps. This could mark the beginnings of an A-site split. Player Lockers is spotted, taken down as Wiz. Player Heaven? Also, no. It's sad that when that duel, the player on the ladder does not stand a chance there. 2 versus 2. NRG is, their whereabouts are unknown.
That's a nice entry from Walco onto Seb, leaving Micro in the 1v2. He's down on B. The bomb back silo. And Micro has 1 chance on oSee to pop out the vents and do just that. Executes it to perfection. Molotov back silo. Walco's low. Can Micro win the IGL battle? He does not have a kit. Walco shows and Micro sprays it down. Carpe Diem will grab a 5th as we head to the break, but boy was it close with that missed spray outer yard. Big clutch from Micro, and we'll see you all on the other side.
far more contentious affair in Nuke rather than Ancient, but still NRG hold the reins in this one, much like the last. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action. And NRG, a tenuous 7-5 lead off the back of their T side. Now a lot of pressure on Carpe Diem to perform on the offense.
Yeah, they didn't really have the opportunity to get too many rounds of the offense on Ancient, only 3 rounds posted. Their CT side never got out to anything at all. But here on map 2, where I guess best of 1-2. They have one chance to kick things off with a bang, and they've managed to swing on by down the secret stairs and into the tunnels below. Walco eliminates Arcade on the initial contact, however. The bomb makes its way out onto the site. Seb lands and domes oSee. HexT and Lake doubles up with a pair of bell rings. Just Brehze and autimatic left standing for the CTs. And Lake continues to gain more control. autimatic reveals his position with a kill. Lake runs through his whole entire remaining magazine. autimatic spotted as well. Seb, so low on health, retreats to the lower site. Plenty of time, but the hand has been forced and Carpe Diem must plant. They go open. The Astralis plant. Lake from a Glock to dual Berettas. No kit for the CT side. Brehze and autimatic going in together. Oh, yeah, they've got
autimatic. Got time. The issue is his crossfire. The player down below is so low. Seb, though, in spite of his low HP, gets them both. A triple in the round for him, double for Lake. Those two putting the team in the backpack and bringing it within 1 now with that pistol round victory. Very well done from Carpe Diem to negotiate a tumultuous crossing again. They pushed up ramp to maybe go in for an A play after catching Brehze, but both players were there. Could have been a very difficult spot for those two to be in, but no hesitation down towards B. They play their lines well in the post plan.
Really well done in the post. That's a critical pistol round to win here for Carpe Diem. It sets them up for some success here on this T side of Nuke. At the very least, to draw level with NRG, unless the Force Buy is converted. Now, NRG was very good on the broken buys on Ancient. 5-7 in particular in the hands of HexT was absolutely lethal. But he's got a deagle now. Brehze is the 5-7. And Lake's been tagged low. Scout from oSee, looking to deal damage. Carpe Diem stall out outer yard, just completely slowing down, pumping the brakes, and having a picnic outside. What a shot! Holy moly, autimatic sees the top of the head, and boom! Arcade removed. That's a spicy opener.
It's a clean start you could ask for. He's tied down low, I believe, by a Galil with a headshot, but Lake is also tied quite low, so by the scout, I'm assuming. oSee still spotting in the yard, looking for one. There are 2 there. His attention has been drawn elsewhere. Slow one is down secret, alone just probing for information. Peeking in, gets tagged, but the swing is a little bit foolhardy for Walco. oSee, though, does drop Lake. All these players are tagged. Wiz and Micro both down to 30 or below. Seb, the only one not damaged as of yet. HexT does in one of those damaged players. Seb, that last remaining bastion of health and vitality, gets some damage taken. Wiz comes up to support. HexT, though, finds the trade. Seb, 1-deed as he swings. And that is a round stolen away by the force of NRG.
The raw firepower of the individuals. autimatic, who's had an incredibly quiet map so far, opens it up with a beautiful shot on the dry peak up top silo. HexT with 3, and NRG brute force their way to victory, maintain the lead, force Carpe Diem to force in now. If Carpe Diem win this round, then, well, you know what I'm talking about, Nate.
Yes, you do. Yes, I do. Excuse me.
I do
It's
too.
like the last map. Yeah,
did
you
speak
do. I
to-
do.
Maybe
what I
a
was
few
meaning
of
to
the people
convey.
who watch us regularly know what we're talking about as well. If they
Watch
actually
the
pay
last
that much
map.
attention.
It's going to be a pop-out ramp, Walco. At bat, as a support from J Hall. His teammate falls, but Walco triples down before finally falling in kind. 2v3. Wiz and Micro versus HexT, Brehze, and autimatic. I had a very slow map, but he won't be slow on that one. Pick up onto Wiz is razor sharp. The last alive is Micro. No bomb in his control, and he's down below all the way through decon. Was the door hurt? I don't think so. But his steps definitely should be at this stage. 50 seconds left. Two players here. Good dink, but not the kill. autimatic. Again, razor sharp on that one, beginning to pick up the pace individually. 9-6 now as they begin to edge away. Carpe Diem. No money in the bank. There should be a save, and it should be a 10th for NRG as well.
Should be a 10th, and the 4 spy wars are pruned before they can even begin. Ideal situation for NRG to get to double digits before Carpe Diem can afford another buy. P250, blocks, flashbang. Very minimal chance for damage. autimatic swings outside, grabs one, Wiz surfs around, and gets Goomba stomped by his own teammate. Here's still surging forward, however. oSee has taken out another one. autimatic swings, and the backstab, good for another. Walco grabs $600 with the MP9. And so a flawless anti-eco from NRG should stabilize that CT economy as Carpe Diem go back in here with the AKs, the plethora of utility. No Galil, one Galil on Seb. He just wanted the extra utility, so that makes sense. But NRG are starting to settle in. oSee's got that op to control outside. Walco can play in tight with the MP9. He's had a monster of a game as well. One of those games where Walco just decides to step up and take control as an individual as well as the in-game leader. I always love seeing Walco pop off for these sorts of massive performances. I just would really like to see that more consistently. He's already a solid IGL, but if he could add that to his repertoire, consistent, high fragging, high impact performer, be great for North America.
Definitely would. Bring up to that tier 1 level for sure. His calling's already exemplary. He's playing the 1vx's as well. Commendable. He just dominates a game like this. It's truly a sight to see. oSee exchanges damage. It's a lot to Micro. Doesn't get the kill. Can't trade out autimatic. Still an advantage for Carpe Diem as they have the rifles in hand. Not a lot of utility left, though, for this T side. Lake is in position towards garage, looking for this alert from Walco. Micro catches Brehze, getting aggressive, going for information. I think Walco might just pass the ship of Lake in the chaos. oSee 1, HexT the second. Okay, now we're back to even footing. Now things are doable, but ramp has been seeded. How do Carpe Diem pivot off of that?
The op shot from oSee needs to connect, and it does not. He peeks for a second try, and he misses that as well. Arcade with the punish. Walco's spray does some chip damage, but it's not able to get even close to a kill. The bomb gets planted as HexT makes his way in. He finds that one on the messy spray as Walco still making his presence known towards double doors. The doors are open. Arcade's on the angle. The MP9 can swing, but HexT swings for Seb on the rafters. 1-for-1 trade. And there comes the defuse again. The op recovered by Walco. He'll go grab the defuse as NRG now 2 rounds away from taking both best of ones against Carpe Diem. This one a little more messy. HexT, another good performance there. Carpe Diem seeming to come up short when it counts. Too many important rounds in a row.
They had the advantage there, too. They found the opening. They got away from oSee on the op. Couldn't get across the line. The lost bonus combined with the bomb plant will get them a bye going forward into round number 18. Krieg for Arcade, 2 Galils for Seb and Wiz, and an AK for Lake and Micro to round out the bye. Lackluster utility, though, when compared to the likes of NRG.
I like the Krieg, especially for outer yard nuke. My only question is, can Arcade wield it? It's not the easiest to use anymore. Gone are the days when the Krieg was the most busted gun in the game at 2900. I miss those days. oSee, however, doesn't care. He's got one. The Krieg on the floor in garage. His autimatic peeks off the flash from HexT. Good team play from NRG, and that's really what's picking them up right now on the CT side. Good peaks together, good flash peaks, good utility and positioning. Seb, Wiz, and Lake. Not much they can do to salvage this round. So they're about to walk into the op scope of oSee, who does not miss those. Potential peak from Seb, I would caution against that. But he's gone close, does he? Actually elude the first shot, not the second, however. Lake, low on health, put to bed by HexT. Match point for NRG.
Match point, 6 match points as well in this best of one. And the money from Carpe Diem shambolic. Shadow of what it was. Last round was already making a lot of concessions. This round's going to make a heck of a lot more. Galil is a Mac 10. Micro, what are you going to go for? Mac 10 to UMP, perhaps? We're going to talk it out. Use one of their tactical timeouts to figure out what they want to do. Makes sense, but it feels too little too late. They're already down by miles. And again, NRG, just one wacky play, one standout performance from one of these players is enough to get them across the line. We have had no shortage of individual performances this evening from the NRG squad.
No, we haven't. They've all been solid when called upon. Great individual performances up and down the lineup. Nate, you said they're miles apart. I'd almost go to say they're parsecs apart.
Gotta get the Star Wars in there somewhere.
No, it's a unit of distance, not of time. But anyway, it's just a vast gulf that goes beyond 6 rounds, really. I think of the last round of the first half. Hold the phone. There's a peek and a spray from HexT. It only grabs one. Brehze swings for another. oSee's blind and still snags one on the op. We might be done with this series here very shortly as Wiz is the last man standing, pressuring Walco, who takes him down as well. 13-6 for NRG on the second best of one of the night. 13-3 on Ancient, 13-6 on Nuke. And that spells the end of this matchup between these two teams, and NRG answered the call.
Yes, they definitely did. We said the pressure was mounting on this team to deliver results, and while this isn't the most fearful of opponents they'll face in ECL this season, it's still a good test.